Hello and welcome to this morning's Liverpool news roundup here on Anfield Agenda. My name is Conor and I'm going to take you through all of the latest Liverpool news, including multiple reports that Liverpool are indeed in talks with Dominik Szoboszlai over extending his contract. We've got links with a defender from the Bundesliga. We've got a little bit on the future of Richard Hughes, a few quotes from Arne Slot, and just a few other bits. So please do hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and let's jump straight into it. So let's start with Dominik Szoboszlai, because I think that's the main thing this morning, really. So the first report is from Nico Shearer, who said Liverpool are planning to extend Dominik Szoboszlai's contract and are readying a deal that will run until 2030 or 2031. Szoboszlai has been sensational this season, and the club want to reward his form with a contract fitting to his stature within the squad. No arguments there, he has been fantastic. We then had a report this morning as well from Greg Evans of The Athletic, who said early talks are underway between Liverpool and Szoboszlai regarding a potential new deal. However, club sources suggest that an agreement isn't imminent at this stage. So, look, mixed reports there. Some people were kind of jumping the gun last week thinking it was done. I didn't believe that, to be honest, because we don't really move that quickly on contracts. We generally do hear about these things and then it rumbles on for a few weeks or months and then we do get an agreement over the line, because Liverpool are going to get into the nitty gritty with these things. They're going to go through every little detail with a fine comb, protecting the long term financial future of the club, making sure they're not getting locked into a deal where they're overplaying players as they get into a higher age, and just all the incentives and stuff, because Liverpool always incentivise these contracts. If you play well, you'll get paid. If you don't play well, you will get your basic pay. So I don't expect these things to ever be quick, because that's not really how we operate. But fantastic news to hear that we are in talks with Dominik Szoboszlai. Even Greg Evans cited Szoboszlai as a potential future Liverpool captain, and I couldn't agree more. He would be the perfect fit, I think, for that captain role. He's already captain of Hungary at such a young age. He's such a leader on the pitch. He's a fantastic player, and yeah, it's fantastic news. And hopefully we will get this one finished. I don't think he's going to want to move. I don't think he's going to kick up a fuss and try leave. So hopefully we do get some positive news on this one in the next few weeks. There's also reports that we're in talks with Ryan Gravenberch. Or not even reports, but it's kind of rumours that is coming up to the point where we will be starting those talks with him as well. So it's good to see that the club are getting these ones sorted nice and early, not letting them rumble on like Kanate, like Trent did, like Salah and Van Dijk did last year as well. So get them tied down, long term future of the club sorted. Give Szoboszlai the armband when Van Dijk leaves, and yeah, all good. While we're on the topic of contracts, then let's speak a little bit about Richard Hughes, so Liverpool's sporting director. Reports have linked Saudi Pro League giants Al Hilal with a move for Hughes as they continue to expand their footballing infrastructure by attracting high profile executives and players from Europe. However, Liverpool are understood to have no desire to let their sporting director depart, with Hughes himself showing no appetite to consider offers from abroad. Transfer expert Graham Bailey recently suggested that Hughes isn't entertaining the idea of a move to Saudi Arabia and remains focused on his responsibilities at Anfield. Those familiar with the situation say his immediate focus is on preparing Liverpool's next phase of squad building, ensuring that the club remains well positioned for sustained success. And I think that makes sense. I don't see why he would want to go there. Maybe at some point in his career he will, if the league becomes a little bit better and maybe the money is there for him in a couple of years' time. But he's come into Liverpool, been given a huge budget to create this team of superstars. He's not going to want to leave straight away, is he? That would it'd look bad on him, even just coming in, spending money, and then pissing off somewhere else. His credibility is on the line if he just does that, because if he leaves, I think it means he doesn't really believe in the project. So I fully expect him to stay. I fully expect him to shape this team in the next couple of years. Like I said, even with contracts, just making sure that we're not in a situation where the likes of Trent got to leave or Salah, Van Dijk nearly left. So he's going to adapt his team as we go forward. I'm sure there will be more signings in the coming years to really shape the future of this team as well. So don't expect Richard Hughes to leave. Good to see that Graham Bailey has backed that up to say that both the club and Richard Hughes have no interest in that kind of a deal. So yeah, good news on that one. Richard Hughes here to stay with the looks of it. A new transfer link this morning then. So we all know Liverpool are pretty much in dire need of a centre back in January, or just even moving forward. Joe Gomez probably set to leave the club. Kanate possibly going to leave. Leone out with that ACL. Van Dijk getting on in years. Liverpool will need to sign a decent amount of centre backs in the coming years, and we've been linked with one this morning. And now, excuse me on this one because I will butcher this name because I am myself an uncultured moron. So Liverpool and Tottenham Hotspur have sent scouts to watch Bundesliga stalwart Konstantinos Koulirakis. Since joining Wolfsburg from PAOK in 2024, he's rapidly become a key figure for both club and country. Wolfsburg have already sold some top centre-backs in recent years, including Mickey van de Ven and Maxence Lacroix, and that's according to TBR Football. So I don't know a whole lot about this guy. Like, he's 21 years of age, and a quick look at his stats, like, he's made 18 appearances for Greece already. He's had, I think, just about 100 games in his professional career as well, which is good to see at that age. Like, we like to buy players at Liverpool that have had a bit of a career before we buy them, and if you're at the age of 21 and you've already played 100 senior games, it's not exactly a bad thing, is it? Like, it's going to go well for you. Like, he's played 39 games for Wolfsburg in a decent league. Like, we know we like to buy Bundesliga players, so it could be one that does happen, to be fair. Like I said, he is a Greece international as well, so if you are a Bundesliga fan or a Wolfsburg fan, even, like, if you've seen a lot of this guy, like, please do let us know if he's any good or not. My opinion on these kind of ones is, like, if I don't really know much about a player, I just trust the judgment of the club, in all honesty, because we don't really tend to get too many signings wrong. So if Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards, Arne Slot, if they think this guy is the fella to come in and fix our defence long term, then absolutely I'm on board. So yeah, interesting to see if this one develops. Like I said, Konstantinos Koulariakis of Wolfsburg. But like I said, if you do have any insight on this guy, please do leave in the comments below. Like, if you are a Bundesliga watcher, if you're Greek yourself and you watch him play for the Greece national team, please do let us know, is he any good? I just wanted to touch on something Arne Slot was speaking about then. So he was speaking about, like, the system we used against Real Madrid, and he said, I think you need to control almost everything if you play Real Madrid because they have so many weapons. But the thing I said was, we either press them really high and aggressive, or we go to a complete low block. If you are in between playing against Vinicius or Mbappe, who probably is one of the players with the best deep runs and incredible pace, it's so hard to control that. So basically, it was press really high up the pitch or completely fall back into a low block. No mid block at all. And we could kind of see that in the game, to be fair. Like, the amount of times I realised we had 10 players behind the ball, which we generally don't tend to do much. Like, and look, it did work ultimately. Like, we kept Madrid at bay. We had plenty of chances ourselves, and it just did work. So props to Arne Slot on that one. He got his tactics spot on that one, and it's good to see that we can adapt like this for games, like, where, like, you don't want a manager who's too stubborn in saying, look, we play this way, and it doesn't matter who we're playing, we're going to play this way. So it's good to see that he will adapt. He will go slightly more defensive. He will tweak systems, which is always a good thing to see, and the mark of a good manager, really, who can really tweak his tactics in terms of who we're playing. So good on that one for Arne Slot. Another thing I wanted to touch on this morning is just the media narratives and just the absolute bollocks around the Trent booing situation. It's just hilarious. Like, Liverpool fans are entitled to do what they want in that regard. Like, fair enough, don't send them, like, targeted abuse and DMs, or, like, I don't really agree with the mural being defaced, because that's an attack on the person who done the mural and the person whose property that is. But fans are more than entitled to boo the player. Like, he turned his back on the club, and Liverpool fans are allowed to be pissed off about that. Like, we can show that, we can boo. Like, I know Craig has said he wouldn't have booed if he was there. He just treat him like he doesn't exist, which is fair enough. I personally, I would boo if I was there. Why wouldn't I boo? Like, he's coming onto the pitch as a traitor. I'm going to boo. Like, there's people making arguments saying, like, oh, he supported Liverpool his whole life and he played for the club. How can you boo him when he comes back? It's like, well, how about the fact that he supported Liverpool his whole life, was on track to be the next captain of Liverpool in a multi-title winning team? Like, this team was going to win huge amount of trophies. He could have been the number one in that team, and he decided to turn his back to piss off to Spain, to go play with Jude Bellingham, get a bit more money, and Liverpool fans are going to have their say on this. Like, if you want to boo, boo. If you don't. That's fair enough. You're completely entitled to that. But rival fans trying to tell us all how to feel is just really pissing me off at this point, because, like I said, it's just a load of bollocks. If you want to boo, boo them, and just ignore all this. Like, ignore the people trying to tell you shouldn't feel how you want to feel about this, because ultimately he turned his back on the club, and he has to just accept that now. He made his bed, he has to lie in it, and if that pisses him off, then I don't really care. Like, because he made that decision, the consequences are now coming to him for that, and yeah, it's just, like I said, it's just a load of bollocks. That's all from me anyway. We will be recording the podcast in the early afternoon, so that should be out at about 4:30 or 5 o'clock. It's myself, Chris, and Craig this week. We'll be looking back on the Madrid game, looking forward to the Man City game, and a few other bits. So please do keep an eye out for that one. Craig will be live then this evening from the slightly later time, I believe, of 9 p.m, because, like, there's games on tonight and stuff. So 9 p.m. start, podcast in the afternoon. Hit the like button before you head out. And yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.